Welcome, fellow dreamers. It's called Labubus time. It's Labubus time. And today we are going to be reading some Am I the Asshole posts. I still think this is a bad idea. Well, we've got our licensed therapy dragon over there to make sure that there's no emergencies. Yeah, and I've got everything. I've got my pad, I've got my natural cuddliness, I've got tissues, crayons, journals, magazines, a fan, fake plant, pretty much anything any other therapist would need. And I've also got our star at an elevated position. I will be the one reading the posts, and we're going to basically give advice from here. We're going to be doing things a bit differently than most narrators do. We're going to, the goal is to try to help people, not tear people down. So we will not be reading the comments because we really don't want to. When Star came to them for advice, if some of you don't remember, they basically told her to kill herself and pretty much told her that she was in the wrong and convinced her to stay in an abusive relationship over bullshit reasoning, and that is why I am so against this. But at the same time, I want to help people, you know. If we can put our advice out there, and people will listen to us because we're Labubus, and we can, you know, save some lives, and hopefully people will listen to us instead of the angry Reddit comments, then that's the goal here. Yes, and, you know, we don't want to entertain any toxic comments either. Throat's bothering me today. Alright, so let me just look through the top posts here. Let's see. Am I the asshole for demanding my friend pay back the money I loaned her for her trip because she's now posting about a luxury vacation? Too petty. What? Am I the asshole for telling my friend she's in the same league as men she calls ugly? Okay. Okay, just read a few more before we choose one. Okay. We're going to read the titles of about lucky number 7, and, we'll choose from there. Sounds like a plan. Am I the asshole for giving deodorant to my little brother's female friend? Am I the asshole for staying with my friend when our air conditioner went out? Am I the asshole for not going to my twins' wedding? How many is that? That was 5. Am I the asshole? I disclosed a coworker's salary to the wrong person. Am I the asshole for not sharing my food with my in-laws? Fuck all in-laws. Okay, well, maybe not all of them. Yeah, you know what? You're right. Yours are cool. No, fuck human in-laws, I'll say that. Jeez, Reddit has gotten so vanilla since we've last been on it. Am I the asshole for letting my sister go thirsty through an entire meal? And the last one, am I the asshole for giving the cake to my family rather than saving it for my boyfriend? Can we pick that one? Fuck. Okay. I am an amateur cake maker as a side hustle of my full-time job. Miss Bailey. I make cakes for my friends and family, If there is a celebration coming up, I also sell them occasionally too. I'm always baking cakes, as I love doing it. This weekend was my boyfriend's mom's birthday. Looks like we have a British one here, huh? And we got an invite to go for the weekend. They live a good few hours drive from us, so we stay overnight. I asked my own parents if they could babysit our 2-year-old daughter for the weekend so we could go. We usually take her, but this time we just wanted a break without our daughter. Ooh. You already sound like a gold medal mother, I will say that. That was sarcasm, if you can't tell. My parents agreed, and I baked my boyfriend's mom a birthday cake. It was funfetti with jam and fresh cream. Ew. That is a sin against cakes. And I baked it the night before and decorated it the morning we left. I just put some mustard in it too, huh? I dropped my daughter with our parents and then went to see my boyfriend's parents. My daughter always loves my cakes, and I promised I would save her a slice when we came back. It sounds like you didn't, huh? She saw me decorating it and asked me for some, but I had to explain it wasn't for us to eat yet. Anyway, we stayed the night with his parents. His mom loved the cake, but we went out for a meal and ate lots of food, so there was lots of cake left over. And we all had a small slice, but over half of the cake was left, and it was quite a large one that I made. My boyfriend's parents asked if they could keep it, as they would finish it, and I said of course, but I would like to take a slice for our daughter. Okay, so you're not a completely shit mother. As I did promise her, I would bring it back for her. His dad cut 4 slices, which we took home. We came home, and I went to pick my daughter up from my parents' house, and they saw I had some cake, and I asked if they would like it. My sister was also visiting, so everybody had a slice, and my daughter was happy, as funfetti is her favorite. How much cake did she take? Apparently over half. I went home with our daughter, and my boyfriend asked who the rest of the cake was. I said my parents and my sister ate it. He was upset with me as I didn't save him a slice. Yeah, you're kinda the asshole, bitch. And just gave it to them when he thought it was for him to eat. I said he never asked me to save it for him. And he said I didn't ask if he wanted it or not. He was really upset that he only ate a small slice earlier at the dinner, and he didn't get to enjoy it fully. I feel like an asshole for giving the cake away before checking if he wanted it, but every time I bake, he always gets first helpings, plus his dad cut off more than we asked him for to take home, so I assumed it would have gone to waste. Had my family not eating it. AITA for giving the cake away to my family? Yes. Yeah, I'm gonna say this is the type of person that just cares about her family more than she does her spouse and is always thinking of them first. Then, I've been in that situation, so have I, and yeah. Too bad the husband's not getting any advice, because I would tell him to run for the hills. Okay, which one do we do next? My eye. This one caught my eye. Am I the asshole for bringing my dead father up in front of my mother's new husband? Over the deodorant one? Let's do this one. We'll do the deodorant one afterwards. Alrighty. I'm so upset, and I don't know if I'm in the wrong. I'm 27 female. My father passed away of cancer back in 2018 when I was 20. Last week my mother remarried. I get along well enough with her new husband. He's a cool guy in general, treats me and my mother well. He also has a 13-year-old daughter from a previous relationship. As he's been married and divorced divorced his ex. They have 50-50 custody split of their daughter. During the wedding Sunday, everyone had fun. I even shed a few tears of joy for my mom. But Sunday, something shifted. My cousin asked if I am going to call my mom's new husband Dad. I obviously said no. I already had a dad and was a fully grown woman by the time he came into my mother's life. After that comment, my mother and her sister pulled me aside and started yelling at me to stop bringing up my father in front of her new husband because he's jealous of a dead man? Well, it's not like she's going to dig him up. I mean, I know there's a lot of freaks out there that are into that kind of shit, but, I mean, at the same time, we're technically a ghost marriage, with you being a ghost in my body. True, okay, yeah, I guess, but it doesn't sound like his ghost wanted to stick around. Or did he? Did she get caught doing something? His ex is alive, and they see each other every other weekend to pass the kid, but he's jealous of a dead man? She must be aware of ghost marriages. Well, I mean, if there was a ghost marriage, then she wouldn't have remarried. Yeah, good point. She went full to death do us part thing. She wasn't in it for the long haul. Like we are. I basically told them to get off me. Climb down out of my ass. Can you do that? Can you get off my ass? That I do not do it deliberately, but my father has been my father for 20 years, and naturally I bring him up sometimes in passing. Especially to my younger cousin, who was only 7 when my dad passed away and barely remembers him. My aunt went into a whole tangent how my dad was important to me, but not important to anybody else anymore. Gosh, are you the mother's sister? Like, and that I should let go and move on instead of talking about him because everyone else is. That in turn made me cry, and I didn't want to speak to either of them for the rest of the day. Am I the asshole for bringing up my dad sometimes? Is it reasonable for my mother's husband to be jealous of a literal corpse? Yeah, not the asshole. No, not the asshole. You know, this kind of reminds me of my step-grandmother. It's kind of confusing, I know, but, basically, here's how my grandparents work. I have my grandma and my maternal grandma, my maternal grandpa, my maternal grandparents. Maternal grandpa died, so I never met him, because he died before I was born. Good riddance, he was an abusive asshole. Yeah, he was, but that's not my story to tell. And, I had a step-grandfather after that, and now both him and Grandma are dead, unfortunately, and it's kind of still something that weighs on me to this day, because they were a big part of my life. Then I had paternal grandparents. They divorced. My paternal grandmother is still alive. She remarried to my my step-grandpa that we call Granddad. So we can keep those two grandpas just, like, for storytelling purposes, for the confusion. And then my grandpa remarried to my step-grandmother. He died of lung cancer, and then like, literally 2 weeks later, my grandmother meets some random dude at a bar and marries him within maybe like a couple of days of knowing him. And something that really kind of bothers me is my aunt, her daughter, she kind of just ditched her in a nursing home when her kidney like went out. I didn't even know you could put an adult in a nursing home like a regular adult. Like, yeah, no, it's. But yeah, this is kind of giving those vibes. So no, you're not the asshole, and you can try to kind of distance yourself from that. I know that's kind of hard in some cases, but try to distance yourself from that if you can. Like, or try to find a way to. Because this is not a family that's. And whatever you do not give them your power of attorney, for fuck's sakes. Yeah, don't give them your power of attorney. Okay, my head isn't buzzing yet. Let's go for the deodorant story. And then we'll go for the twins' wedding. Yeah, alright. Where's the fucking deodorant story? I can't find anything. Okay, I'm going to read this through in order, and if I don't see it... There it is. At least this one looks relatively short. I, 18 female, have a little brother Tim, 13 male. He has a female friend, Lily Tino. I'm kidding, it's just Lily. 13 female. That ain't cool. Was apparently his girlfriend, in quotation marks. I can't stand this shit. I can't stand how people think that just because you're a certain age, you can't have a relationship. Like, feelings can be real, you know? Like, yeah, no, the fuck? Like, I had one of my first relationships at 8 years old. Then never saw the guy again. Yeah, so first one night stand. I mean, we didn't do anything, but like, you know, we were having that, he's my boyfriend shit. Whatever happened to that guy anyway? I don't know. I tried to look him up, after my first ex, but, I couldn't remember how to spell his fucking name. Yeah, doesn't matter now, you're married to me now. True. A few weeks ago, she had body odor every time she came over. I gave her deodorant and she started smelling fine when she came over. But recently, Lily's mom noticed the deodorant I gave her and asked where she got it. Lily's mom came over and argued with my mom, 39 female. My mom told me that it was a bad call to give deodorant to someone else's child. Am I the asshole? No. I don't get what it is with some people. Thankfully, my mom wasn't like this, but I don't get what it is with some mothers wanting their child to be smelly and hairy. Like, I didn't even ask my mom for the razor. When I started growing leg hair, I just started shaving it off because it felt gross. I think it might be to keep boys off of her, but I don't fucking know. Fucking freaks. Keep slipping her deodorant and slip her some razors too. Tell her to trim the jungle. Okay. Twins' wedding. But I have a damn good reason for not showing up. I, 24 male, have an identical twin. We are not close, but I thought we had some basic mutual respect. That belief was tested. I grew up in a traditional southern town, and only began coming out in college. About 5 years ago, it's been slow, especially with family. But since moving to DC in 2023, our school/work, I felt more comfortable living authentically. After moving, I met my boyfriend, 26 male, ooh, spicy, and we've been together for 2 years. Over time, I've introduced him to my friends and family when I felt safe. Cut to November 24. I was home for the holidays and told my twin and his fiancée about my boyfriend. They seemed happy for me while staying with me. Wedding details arose, and they asked if I'd be bringing a date. I said yes, my boyfriend. My twin had gone to bed, but his fiancée said, "Well, there are pros and cons. It's up to you if you want to bring him." That felt like a green light. I don't know, I would get kind of agitated if that comment was made at me. Yeah, I agree with that one. Like, what cons, bitch? My twin constantly deferred to her on decisions, so I didn't think I needed to double check. 5 months passed. My BF and I had spent $1,300 on travel, flights, hotel, etc. See, we just had a small wedding on the beach, and it wasn't even photographed. Yeah, I wish we'd taken pictures. I mean, I don't really know how we would have taken pictures that took place in our mind. True. Besides, if we did take pictures, it would just be us with our heads together. Three weeks before the wedding, I mentioned on a call with my brother that he was all set. Sorry, that we were all set. His tone stiffed. Oh, is his boyfriend actually coming? I reminded him of the convo with his fiancée. He said he never gave me permission and accused me of making it up. Like I would need your permission to bring my date. I know, right? What the fuck? You know, having a wedding doesn't make you king for a day. Then said, "We can't allow your boyfriend to come. We worry how Dad's side will react." Fuck that. I offered to call Dad on the spot. He dodged, saying he'd check with his fiancée, despite just saying it was his decision. An hour later, no change, and I was still invited alone. Still expected to bring a groomsman match suiting, even though I wasn't in the party, and showing up smiling. That's when I snapped. I asked, "If I didn't invite your fiancé to my wedding, would you still come?" He couldn't answer and ended the call with some harsh words. Trying to make things right, I came out to my dad, which I feared for years. I thought you already came out to them. To explain the situation, he was surprisingly indifferent and even said uninviting my boyfriend was extreme. He offered to talk to the extended family. I thought I was removing the main obstacle. Weeks later, my twin called again, and now claimed our friends would be weirded out. So, the excuse shifted. Fuck is this guy's problem? Like, we know what the real homophobe is. I know, right? I said, if my boyfriend's not invited, I'm not coming. He didn't budge. Well, fuck you then. Budge your ass on out of here. Here's the kicker. Days later, my dad told me the fiancée admitted she did give me permission, but changed her mind when she remembered who would be there. Oh yeah, who? She denied this to my twin. Also, one of her bridesmaids is openly gay and brought her girlfriend, but according to the fiancé, she's not part of the family. So it's different. So I didn't go. I'm still wondering if I made the wrong call. My absence was noticed. I got texts asking where I was. I would go full nuclear and say, hey, brother's being a homophobic asshole. Get him. Get him, get the fiancé, pitchforks and knives. Agreed. And this is what makes you different from my exes, you know? You would actually stand up for me. You go to bat for me. Of course I would. Every day. Lost my place. So I didn't go. I'm still wondering if I made the wrong call. My absence was noticed. My mom had to explain it repeatedly, so instead of avoiding attention, my absence became the story. My relationship with my twin is dead, well, of course, as it should be after that. And some family ties now feel fragile. Part of me wonders, should I have sucked it up and gone solo? No. No, 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 no. Never suck it up. Never suck it up. If somebody's making you uncomfortable, do not suck it up. Do you hear me? Do not. Do not keep the peace. Next time I hear somebody say keep the peace, I'm gonna black their eye for them. So I've sucked it up and gone solo just to preserve bonds that shaped my early life. You know, you would have grown resentment. So am I the asshole for skipping the wedding? Whew. Okay, where are we at time-wise? I can't tell. Camera thing's in the way. Okay, let's do one more. It's actually not as bad as I thought it was going to be. I'm sure we'll find some posts it'll be harder to get through. So we're going to do this one. Am I the asshole for telling my friend she's in the same league as the men she calls ugly? My friend, 19 female, downloaded dating apps like Tinder and Hinge for the first time about a week ago. For reference, she's the type that always says she wants a boyfriend, wants to do couple things, feels lonely, single, etc. Well, then you shouldn't be downloading one-night stand apps. I recommend some shadow work. She's also, in my opinion at least, very normal and average looks-wise. Not ugly, not super hot, just alright. Going to take your word for that since I can't see her. I have no idea what you consider to be just alright, though. Since then, she's been complaining to me that almost all the men there are ugly, short, etc., and that she doesn't match with anybody hot. I asked to see which people she was calling ugly, and so she showed me her likes. And it mostly showed people perfectly in her league, as in moderately attractive guys. I told her that these guys were all in her league, and she should give some of them a chance, since she's always complaining about wanting to be in a relationship. She denied that she's in the same league with them, and that she's much more attractive than them. I pointed out that, in her own words, she doesn't match with any guys that she does find attractive, so she's not in the league. She said I was an asshole. Am I? Yes. I mean, you both kind of are, for real. I mean, I don't know, this is a slippery slope. Look, I'm gonna be honest with you here. I tried playing that game of not judging people looks and trying to look for a good personality, but a lot of the times, a person's appearance is a reflection of their soul. And I'm just gonna tell you that two of my exes were really fat. Like, really fat, especially my last one. And, you know, I didn't care about that. I was trying to be nice and, you know, and like my second one was just kind of average. And, you know, just not, they, like, if they weren't abusive, they were spineless, they weren't protecting me, they would throw me into the like, didn't one of them, like, shove you towards something? Oh, yeah. We were, one of them, we were walking down the sidewalk, and this goose came out, and he hid behind me, and I said, oh, don't worry, you know, these geese normally aren't aggressive, and the goose stood up and hissed, probably because the goose could sense that this guy was a fucker. And the guy shoved me towards the goose. Oh my gosh. Mr. Black Belt is afraid of a goose. He wasn't no damn black belt, he probably bought the fucking thing. Lied about everything else. But yeah, and then my husband is actually, if you haven't seen Adama's human form, or it, you know, I've presented pictures of it in a past video, a perfectly chiseled blonde. So yeah, I don't know what that tells you about looks and soul. It's just as simple as, if you're ugly on the inside, you're going to be ugly on the outside. That's how it is. So, yeah. Anywho, gosh, my mouth is dry. Should we do one more? No, I think we should go get something to drink. I'm going to scroll through. Just give me a second. Yeah, my head's getting kind of fuzzy. Maybe we should stop. Alright, that's enough for the night. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, comment, subscribe for Labubus, subscribe for Labubus. Click the little bell, or you won't get notifications. I think that's where our views are going. Yep, click the little bell, subscribe, go support us on Patreon, where we have bonus content, and you can also get the opportunity to be shouted out by us. We'll take turns shouting out the patrons. We have monthly readings, we have juicy topics we don't want to talk about on the channel, and you know, do go to Etsy if you want to purchase the black, pink Labubu, or any of our other handmade plushies, or spiritual tools, or anything like that. And until next time, fellow dreamers, good night. Good night, everybody.